Good after morning or mornish, depending which persuasion you are. It's fine. Both are okay. Hey, welcome into twitch.tv/ice cream uploads. My name is Graham Day, and I'm joined by a man in an insert coin hoodie, and that man is Bibby.
Is me.
I'll read.
Good morning. Oh, good after morning. Good after morning. Yes, it's the latest we've been live this week. Still not the latest we've ever been live. Hold on to that. But it's 20 to 2. We are going live on twitch.tv/ice cream uploads for Friday's edition of The Scoop.
Yeah. It's a very nice hoodie you've got there, Bib. Is that insert coin?
Thank you, Graham. Yes, that is insert coin. Let me just move out the way a little bit.
Oh, that's nice. Let me just type exclamation mark insert coin in the chat for you. Oh, there you go. So if I wanted to buy that, I just went to like insertcoinclothing.com and just searched for the Resident Evil RPD hoodie. Would I get 20% off if I use the code ICU22?
Not only that, Graham.
Okay.
You can get 20% off this Skyrim bomber jacket as well if you really want.
Ooh, beautiful. Oh, well, let me jump back to me then, because not only that, you would get 20% off if you wanted to buy this Ghost of Tsushima t-shirt as well. Nice. And you would get 20% off if you wanted to buy this Diamond Dogs 84 jacket. However, that is sold out. You will never be able to buy that again. So you won't get 20% off that. But you could have done, in theory. How are we all doing? Welcome into twitch.tv/ice cream uploads. We just thought we'd go into a bit of insert coin hard sell because insert coin are beautiful people and they deserve it as well. So yeah. Also, this t-shirt, by the way, we've just given one of these away. Was it posted yesterday, I believe?
It was for Viv. Viv won that t-shirt.
So we had two giveaways on Wednesday. One was for this t-shirt and one was for a black bomber jacket that you might have seen me wearing on the Scoop in the studio yesterday. We posted out the t-shirt yesterday to Viv. The bomber jacket is still in flux. So the winner of that, we have contacted. We are in comms with. We are just trying to sort that out. So that will be sent shortly. Anyway, let me jump back through the chat. Let's see who's here. We have Lake, who was in nice and early, and even though we gave him some stick, he said, I actually had it on mute, but I heard it. Of course you did, mate. Yeah, of course you did. Lake was just grumpy because he hadn't eaten his fish finger pizza, which, for those of you thinking, what? It's all right, I'm prepped. I've already got this loaded up on a tab to show you. So there you go. This is Lake's bird's eye. What the hell? Captain Igloo? Is that what it's called in Finland? Captain Igloo. Didn't know that. There you go. A Captain Igloo, a Captain Birdseye, Dr. Urtka Ristorante fish finger pizza. That's absolutely 100% not an April Fool's for those that might be thinking about it. This exists. So there you go. If you're not in our Discord, then this is why you need to be getting into the Discord. So there you go. I'll just confirm. Lake says that is not my pick. Okay, of course it isn't, Lake. Wink, wink. Of course we believe you. Absolutely isn't. Where did you grab it from? You need to get yourself a good life, sir. Doctor, good morning, good afternoon. Did you see my tag in the Discord yesterday, by the way, Doctor, or the day before? One of the I don't know if he's one of your friends, but there's a Spanish guy who's got PFF something in his name, who just reports people. So he's reported he played against Lotus and Timeless the other day and died, and just instant reported. So I was going to say, if that's one of your friends, give him a slap. Give him one there. Tazebad says, hi all, how are we? We're good, Tazebad. How are you? Actually, you say, grandson born today, doctors broke his, is that arm in birth? Oh, no. Do you know what? I mean, as rough as that is, it could have been worse. So, do you know what? Now he's there. It's going to be a little bit awkward for the next few weeks, having a little one with a broken arm because they cry anyway. So yeah. Do you know what? But at least everything else is all good. Yeah, massive congrats. Not for the arm break, but for everything else. Obviously, GG's, dude. Congratulations. Do you know what? Hopefully, and we're not influencing in any form of way. Hopefully, we can give you the free hat you keep talking about on Monday. If not you, someone else will get it. So if you don't get it, we will give it to someone else in your honour. But
is
yeah.
Is it your third grandchild now? I think it's your third one, Tazebad.
Oh, is it?
I mean, I don't know. I imagine you already know. But yeah, I think he's your third.
Do you know how many? Do you know how many grandchildren you've got? 4 weeks and then we'll be good. Nice. But Lotus is a cheater, so probably should have been reported. I mean, that is true. That is true. But Timeless just minding his own business, just trying to just see out the game. If it comes along and kills someone, and then it just like instant report. It's like, you can't do that to Timeless. I mean, I can because he team killed me with a nade, as we've heard many a times. Just in case you haven't heard that, let me give you one of these in the chat. Exclamation mark, Timeless.
I am inevitable.
This is actual in-game audio of playing with Timeless. Oh no, that's a nade. Move away, move away, move away, move away. Kaboom. Yeah. Had the cord wrapped around his neck 3 times. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. So that kind of puts the picture, puts it in context. Having the cord wrapped around the neck 3 times, having a broken arm is a lot better than what could have been in that situation. So you'd never want it, but you'd take it. You'd take it. So once again, congratulations on the arrival of the new member of the family. GG's Tazebad. Yeah. Let's go. For everyone else, welcome into the stream. If you don't know what this is, you don't know who we are. My name is Graham. This is Bib. We are Ice Cream Uploads, and in true Ice Creamy fashion, this is The Scoop, the UK's #1 video game podcast, where we talk about Fortnite, if we say so ourselves. That's a little bit of an in-joke.
That was for you, Nacho.
Yeah. So a bit of an in-joke, if you see the last few episodes, it'll make sense. It's fine. If you're in the Discord, it will also make sense. Shout out to Gaming Nacho, by the way. So yes, we do go live on Twitch each and every single weekday at 10 a.m.-ish, bringing you the biggest, the best, and the breaking stories from the world of video games. We then give you our thoughts and impressions on those stories, but we want to hear your thoughts and impressions, and we want to hear Nietzsche
Goths everywhere.
saying goths everywhere as he drops his 7-month sub. Let's go. Tier 3 for 7 months as well. Absolute madness. Bibby said something then, but he's either muted or he got discorded, so it just looked like he went.
I give you a nice little bit of a. I'll say it in normal tone so I don't get clipped by Discord again. Yeehaw!
it just look like. Do you know when you see like either someone eating something that's really hot, like it just looked like you were doing a bit of that. Nice.
Great. Who's that behind you?
Who's that behind me?
Yeah.
What? What?
I don't know. I look at the preview and I thought your door's open a little bit. I might be able to get him a bit here.
Oh, okay. I was like, ah? I looked at the preview like, I don't know what you're about. Anyway,
I'm looking at a delay now. Is there a little bit of fear in your face as you?
It's because it wasn't even fear. It was more like I can smell food. I thought maybe it was Danielle just lingering, like, get your fucking food. so yeah, there you go. Well, the door did move a bit. Oh, maybe that's it then. Maybe it was Danielle. I don't know. Anyway, as mentioned, we will give you our thoughts and impressions, the biggest, best, the breaking stories. We want to hear your thoughts and impressions. And then we want to hear your thoughts and impressions on our thoughts and impressions. We do go live on twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads each and every single weekday at 10 a.m.-ish. But it's not just about the live stream. We turn the live stream into a podcast. It goes on YouTube as a video. Then it goes on iTunes and Spotify and SoundCloud and Google Play. So there's lots of places where over 130,000 people have watched and listened to this show on demand. So please make sure you get involved on behalf of each and every single person that does watch it on demand. Nice, on demand. But before we jump into any of that, I will give you a reminder. We've just spoken about it. Exclamation mark, insert coin if you want to buy yourself some insert coin merch. And we also spoke about the fact that Tazebad is getting a free hat on Monday. Okay, caveat, it might not be Tazebad. Someone will get a free hat or a free game on Monday because subscribers win prizes. One subscriber every month, the first Monday of the month, bags themselves a prize just for helping support our channel. It's one of the ways that we like to give back to our community. So if you are a subscriber, anyone that subscribes between now and then, like Nietzsche just did for 7 months, anyone that subscribes between now and then will be included in the loot drop, whether they like it or not. You will get free stuff. Caveat, not everyone, obviously, just to make sure people go, you said I'll get free stuff. Not everyone, I'll get there. I'm going to start a new dating app for goths. I'm going to call it Graveyard. Instead of killing them, instead of killing, fucking hell, that one. liking. My brain read that as KIL, not LIK. Instead of liking them, you dig them. My tagline is putting romance back in rec romance. Fuck's sake. Necromance? What? Yes, nice, that too. Already got the hat, so I totally need one more game not to finish anytime soon. Do you know what, Lake? We got you. Potentially. So I actually don't have the tweet that Bibi put out earlier in the week with the asset where you can choose between the video game or you can choose between the hat added to the exclamation mark loot drop command in the chat yet. So I'm not gonna tell you to press it because it's not quite up to date, but I will update it in just a second. You murdered that joke. I quit. Fuck the shit. I did. Yeah. I did quite literally with killing. Oh god damn. And he just says, sign me up. Okay, we are here to talk about video game news and not fish finger pizzas, as is the only news source that we've shown so far. But we do have some pretty big news that broke last night as the story of the day. I say broke last night. I mean, me and Bip, call us oracles. If you want. I mean, you're probably going to call us a lot of other things as well. But if you want to call us oracles, you can, because we have been talking about this for years. My brain was going to go weeks, and then it was going to go months, and it's no years.
At least 2 years.
Yeah, absolutely. E3 is dead. Ish. It's dead. E3 2022's digital event is now cancelled too. So last year the digital event was cancelled, but they went ahead with the physical event. This year, no, the physical event was cancelled. They went ahead with the digital. There we go. Nice. This year the digital event has been cancelled as well. There is no E3 at all for the first time ever since its inception. That is the state of play. So we will run through that as a main story of the day. Give you a precap of the stories that we will be looking at afterwards. Xbox Game Pass has a family plan, which is reportedly coming soon. Rumor. Does anyone remember the game Abandoned? No, because it didn't exist. Well, that's what it is right now. Abandoned, a game that was made by Kojima, but not by Kojima, but was weird as feck last year. Well, the developer has deleted nearly every little bit of information they've ever put out about that on their Twitter, at least. We'll go through that. We'll have a look at State of Decay 3, which is a game that me and Bibi are super hyped about. However, there are reports that it has a troubled development, alleged failures at the studios of Undead Labs. And this one particularly for Bib, because I know he's a massive fan. We can't stop him talking about Angry Birds, but apparently it's making a comeback. So there you go. Oh no, sorry, it's not Angry Birds. It's pretty much every other game. But how are you? Are you an Angry Birds person or not?
I was. I mean, the only reason I've included it is because I don't know why, over the last month or so, we picked up a little bit of mobile game chatter. And we've talked about the iconic mobile games like Cut the Rope, Angry Birds, the toilet, the paper toss. Do you know what I mean? And Angry Birds is making a comeback in 2022, like 10 years later. Like, is this a perfect time for the world of video games to be living in?
I mean, all I'm saying
is... Are we living in the future?
We are oracles. So we were talking about E3, we were talking about mobile games, and there you go. Nice. Just absolute... Yeah, anyway, nice. After that, we will then jump into the fact that it's Friday, so it's Free Game Friday. Hashtag Free Game Friday. We'll tell you what game you can pick up for free today. But before all of that, as mentioned, the main story of the day, the big talking piece is E3 2022. Or not, as the case surely looks like. Jordan Midler at VGC has the story. The ESA had previously cancelled the in-person version of the event, but now E3 2022's digital event is cancelled too. Okay, into the body it says, E3 2022's digital event has been officially cancelled, according to an email that's been sent to various industry partners. Razer PR lead Will Powers tweeted that he had received an email from ESA and that E3 digital is officially cancelled for 2022. VGC has independently verified this, as well as IGN. Update. Actually, let me jump straight back down. Yeah, okay, we do. I'm going to make sure there wasn't anything as a previous. But update. The ESA has issued a statement on the cancellation. Quote, "We will devote all our energy and resources to delivering a revitalized physical and digital E3 experience next summer." Actually, just while I'm doing this, Bib, your audio was a little bit choppy then. Let me just check it.
Okay.
So maybe jump out, jump back in, and we might have a dodge call kind of thing.
Okay. Yep. 2 seconds, then, Graham.
I'll read. So we...
Hey, Graham.
He's back! He's back! He's back, Harry Potter meme. Okay, we will devote all our energy and resources to delivering a revitalized physical and digital E3 experience next summer. Whether enjoyed from the show floor or your favorite devices, the 2023 showcase will bring the community, media, and industry back together in an all-new format and interactive experience. It went on to confirm its intentions to hold an event next year. Quote, "We look forward to presenting E3 to fans around the world live from Los Angeles in 2023, end quote. It was confirmed in January that the physical version of the event had been cancelled for the third year in a row. Now the planned digital equivalent has followed suit. In a statement, E3's organizer said that it made the decision due to, whoops, we got a raid. Big Back Mac. Hey, Franny, how we doing, Franny? Welcome in. I mean, I am never going to refer to you as Big Back Mac. By the way, you will always be Franny Mac. That's burned into my consciousness now. So thank you very much, Franny. How we doing? Thank you for the raid. How were the games? I did see you playing with that massive cock this morning. And I don't mean any sort of sexual innuendo or any insultive statements towards anyone that you was playing with. Naturally, I was talking about the big, large chicken royale thing. That stuff looked fucking bad. Have you seen that, by the way, babe?
I have not.
Like the small map on PUBG, you drop in your squads and you run around killing people as you do. But think of a Tyrannosaurus Rex-sized chicken smashing around the map, firing off fireballs and stuff. It looks crazy as fuck, but it actually looks really, really good. It looks so good.
Never seen it. I didn't even know that was a thing, so that's news to me.
I think it's only just been added in today, kind of thing.
Right.
So do you get something? I'm going to jump off the article for just a second. We'll come back to this. Do you get something for winning that, by the way? Like, do you get a hat or something? Because I did have Ham's stream on while I was working away, and I heard him say something about, now we've won, do we get the hat for it? And I was like, is there a hat? Is there something? I don't know. Whoop. So, yeah. Nice. Anyway, there you go. Thank you very much for the raid, dude. Say my name. Okay, Big Mac Mac. Big Mac Mac. Big Mac Mac. Okay, back into the news. It was confirmed in January that the physical version of the event, for those that have just joined in, we're talking about E3 2022, which is a big games industry event in the summer. It had been cancelled for the third year in a row. Now the planned digital equivalent has followed suit. In a statement, E3's organizer said that it made the decision due to ongoing health risks surrounding COVID-19 and its potential impact on the safety of exhibitors and attendees. It added, "We remain incredibly excited about the future of E3 and look forward to announcing more details soon." Even before the pandemic, the ESA was already facing significant pressure to reinvent E3, with several major publishers, including EA, Sony, and Activision, having abandoned the event in recent years. And that was before 2020's cancellation. Do you know what? We can stop there. We can stop there. We've been through all the rest of this news. Basically, E3, physical event, has been cancelled. We knew that was coming. That was announced in January. The digital event, which is what they did last year, which is what we did all the live industry watch-alongs, that was still going to happen. But then it didn't. That is no longer happening. For the first time in 20-odd years since its inception, E3 will not be taking place in any format this year. What are thoughts, Pip? What are your thoughts?
It's deeply depressing. I mean, they haven't really rolled with the punches. They haven't evolved with the times, any other kind of quip that you can put in there. They just haven't done it. So it's no surprise that we've come to this point now. We've come to this conclusion. People have realised over the last 2 years that we don't have to pay you hundreds of thousands of pounds to advertise at this event. We don't have to put on big stands and adverts and whatever else that comes along with it, all the marketing guff. We don't have to do that. We can do it ourselves.
Are you on the VPN?
No, Graham. No, I am not.
Okay. Do you want to know?
I am now.
So for those that don't know this,
Graham. Not the VPN at all.
Obviously, we're not in the studio. I'm at home. Bibby's at home. As you would have seen yesterday if you joined the yesterday stream, that is the studio. That is the office. That's where all our servers that we do all our work from is. When we work at home, we VPN into the studio. But when we VPN, we limit our bandwidth for a connection. So when I'm speaking to Bibby through a Discord video call, if it sounded a bit choppy then, it was because Bibby was absolutely 100% not still on the VPN.
I don't know what you're talking about, Graham.
Are you off it now and stuff? Not that you ever were, because, you know.
I never was on it. What are you talking about? Why are you lying?
It's funny because you some reason, it's just completely unrelated. The call was a bit choppy then, but it's much clearer now. No, so yeah, what were you saying,
Has
mate?
it improved my face? Has it improved my face? Because I don't think any kind of VPN will be able to do that.
To be fair, you look like you were in Minecraft. Now you look like HD Bibby. So let's go.
Let's go back to the Minecraft, I think. I've got a big rocking spot at the top of my head here. I'm 31 years old and I'm still getting spots. Can you believe it?
Sorry, I'm 36 and I still get them. So yeah, let's go.
Anyway, back to the E3 talk. I will start again, just in case anyone didn't hear me from the back. I think people have realised that they don't have to use E3 to advertise their games anymore. They were spending a stupid amount of money to be able to advertise at this event, have their big gazebos, have their little PlayStations. I don't mean PlayStations in the console, as in the booths for people to be able to rock up to and be able to try these games. Like, all of that stuff is fantastic, and that's what people get excited for. That's what I get excited about, to go to any kind of event, to be able to get involved with communities, like-minded people who are there, and be able to try out the latest and greatest games. It's just E3 never seemed to have evolved with the times. They kind of left themselves behind. Everyone else seemed to have adapted, and not only had things like opening night live at Gamescom or whatever it might be, like they seem to have been able to reach different audiences, whereas E3 always seem to cater to the same audience that are just a little bit older. And I know it is kind of insulting, and it might not be entirely accurate, but that's just my opinion. It doesn't feel like they try to reach new audiences of. Let's be honest, people don't like playing against kids in video games, but we was all kids once and we all had to start out somewhere. But targeting those people for later on in life, maybe 5 years down the road, who are going to be earning their own money or whatever it is, try to get involved with video game communities. It's just the way it is. You have to keep on. It's the same as golf clubs. Golf clubs are notorious for having the most horrible 60-year-old blokes that don't like anybody else from the outside coming in. But eventually they're going to leave, they're not play again, and their favourite golf club is no more because they don't bring the newer crowd into it. And that's exactly what's happening with E3. They haven't brought the newer crowd into it, and they haven't had fresh ideas to try and make it move and propel onto bigger things. Like, everyone loves Gamescom now. You could argue that it wasn't always the strongest of shows, but now for me it's the pinnacle of the video games intake for the year.
Yeah.
It may be later on in the year, but for me it's the pinnacle. There is nothing bigger than Gamescom, in my humble opinion. So it's a shame that E3 has gone, because it was one of those events where you're looking at the calendar every year and going, holy shit, what we're going to be getting there. Like, that's where you announce stuff and then we get to play it at Gamescom. That's how I always saw it. I imagine that's how most people end up doing it. I don't get to go to Germany every single year to be able to do this. So I imagine the people of Cologne have probably got the perfect opportunity. They watch it in America, they get to play it in their hometown. Fantastic.
I'm going to stop you just a second, though, just because we got
hit me with it.
a big old raid of 62 people from Big Hamish AEA, as you were talking through that there. Thank you very much for the raid, Big Ham. And for everyone else that's dropped in the chat and spammed all of the holy molies and all the rest of it, because that's how Ham sounds, by the way. We were just talking about the big cock rule that wanders around. Franny dropped in before I dropped a raid, and we were just talking about how I was lingering throughout Ham stream for the morning, and then it was only as they'd won a game in the is it Chicken Royale, is that what it's called, the Chicken Royale map, and then Ham mentioned about, like, oh, do we all get the hat now? But Franny said that nobody did, so fuck playing this. Goddamn.
I'm furious with Amish this morning as well. Like, he proper baited me in, the bastard.
Did he?
Did you see his stream title by any chance?
I didn't. No, I had it on, and I didn't actually. I don't do reading.
Right. So when he went live this morning, I saw his tweet. I thought, here we fucking go. People are actually listening to us, Graham. They're trying Fortnite for the first time. Changed his stream title and everything. I thought, here we fucking go. Log into his stream. PUBG. I was like, do you know what? Get it up, yeah. I'm not having any of this. I'm out of here.
What did the stream title say? What was it, like playing Fortnite?
Fortnite Fridays. Let's go.
April Fools! Oh, there we go. Fucking beautiful.
Bastard.
Absolutely beautiful. See, I tweeted. I've tweeted it many, many times before. So obviously we work in social media, for those that don't know. So we often have conversations where people will come to us and go, oh, I've got a really good idea for a brand, and it might be a games industry brand, it might be one of the other clients and stuff that we work with, and they go, okay, we want to do an April Fool's thing. So you instantly go, oh, here we go. Everyone's a comedian now. Everyone's a comedian. What's your idea? And it's like, oh, do you know our brand? And it could be looking around the room. Fuck, I can't think of anything. Oh, there we go. I've just had the chicken burger delivered from Danielle because she's lovely and wonderful. Okay, well, let's sell underwater chicken burgers. Let's advertise that. How cool is that? And it's like, it's not though, is it? It's really not funny. If someone said, "Do you want an underwater chicken burger?" You'd be like, well, that's just weird. It's not funny. It's not funny. But that one was GG's ham. Absolute. What the? Really, man? And then
proper like I don't do this that often. Usually, when I jump into a stream, the first thing I do is go, "Good morning, hiya, how you doing?" That kind of vibe. But this morning, I was like,
Nope, not having this.
You done me dirty. I am not acknowledging this. I am out of here.
See, if I'd have known if I'd have known, I'd have taken the piss out of Baby for a little bit. But I didn't know that had happened. God damn it! I just sat there watching. No one likes soggy bread, yeah, but you're not getting it. It's an underwater burger. Ooh, and you literally get crap like that where people like. It's like. I don't know, either it's just really bad social media management or the CEO or someone's come along and gone, we need to do an April Fool's tweet. Like on the morning of April the 1st, and it's like, you can't just... Assets need to be drawn up. We need to figure out how we're going to do this. Do we just spaff it out and forget about it? Do we build up to it? Because if it's a product announcement, then you'd build up to it officially and so on. So, yeah, I love April Fool's Day because it's built around making people laugh, which is one of the best things that you can do in the world. But April Fool's Day has gone from being, oh, let's do something funny, to let's get some social media impressions. It doesn't have to really be funny. We just have to be seen to be trying to be funny so we can get some impressions. No. Whereas Ham, he got his impressions and he got you. What a blah. He told me this morning he's going to do it. Honestly, get out of here. Rainbow Plays, that got me too. I was like, Hamish, what the fuck? Thugs, welcoming, dude. Lumps, thank you very much for the big old 32 bitties as well. Honestly, you need to add 32 to your name. I'm just going to change your name to 32 bitties, so I start calling you 32 bitties and everything. I'll change that in the stream, so that's where it pops up for me. Tito says, shout out, bye. Oh, God damn it. Shout out, big hit. I was like, what? I was like, I get you. Shout out, Big Back Mac. There we go. Eating and typing. Don't do it. Well, do you know what? If you were underwater and you had an underwater burger, my friend, you get... Okay, that's enough of that. Let's get out of here. So, yeah, we are talking about the fact that E3 2022 has been cancelled. For those that might not be... You might be PUBG people. You've come from Hamish's stream, so you might just be PUBG people, and that's fine. I'm a PUBG person. But we work in the video games industry, so we are Ice Cream Uploads, but our day job, when we're not on stream, is working for this company here. You can just about see it. That says Ellie, because there's a J hanging off the edge of the screen. We work for Jelly, and we do video games marketing. And as you could probably guess, people that stream and work in the video games industry, we like video games, so we talk about all the video games news, and E3 is the biggest video games event in the world. Obviously, there are others that are huge, like the Tokyo Game Show gets hundreds of thousands of people going to it. Gamescom gets more people attending Gamescom than people attend E3 by like 3 times as much or something like that.
Yeah.
Paris Games Week and so on. But E3 is the big one in terms of global media exposure. It happens in June, which is the perfect time for brands to have their first reveal and then a 3-month build-up to their 3-month release window for Christmas. There you go. So it was built for Christmas, effectively. How can we sell to people for Christmas? But then it became a media circus. That's where you get the Xbox conferences, and you used to get the PlayStation conferences and things like that. This year, it's not happening. For the first time in 20-odd years, E3 is not happening. It's not happened physically for the last couple of years, obviously. But they had digital events, and this year they've just not bothered with the digital. I said not bothered; they have cancelled the digital event, which is a huge, huge statement. And do you know what? It's needed. It is needed. I am gutted to see it go because I say it's Christmas. It's Christmas for gamers. It's Gamer Christmas in June. We get to think about all of the new games and things that we can not play while I play PUBG instead. But still, we can pretend that we would. So yeah, that. Not having that is a big loss. However, they have not done anything really for years. So E3, as Bib was talking about then, like large costs and things for developers that show off their games at E3 have to spend 100,000, 200,000, 500,000, maybe $1 million just to have a stand at the event, to put their consoles in there. Whereas they realize that they can do what we are doing right now, stream directly to your face on Twitch. And that way we can speak to 100,000, 200,000, however many people will watch the broadcast over one stream. Whereas at E3, you would get 30,000 people maybe come along and pick up your game and try it. So putting things online, it's much more cost effective, and you get access to a larger number of people much more easily, and that can be reshared over and over again. So it made sense. E3 didn't do that anything to capture that, though. They just were like, yep, we've got the audience, we've got the cash, we'll just keep doing the same. And then all of a sudden PlayStation goes, you know what, not feeling this, we'll go and do our own shows. And then EA go, yeah, EA Play next to E3 would probably be quite nice. Nintendo was like, okay, we'll do a Treehouse Direct. It's only going to be 15 minutes. We'll save millions and we'll still get shitloads of exposure and we'll own all of the conversation. So everyone started pulling away, doing their own thing. E3 just carried on doing the same thing. And I think they probably would have done if COVID didn't come along and make them have to think about it. And now we exist in a situation where Jeff Keighley, who's on the face of everything anyway, he's got an opportunity to change his name, as everyone was calling him yesterday, Jeff Key 3. That's what they're going to call him because, I mean, it's terrible. That's terrible. But Summer Game Fest started last year before, and it was shit. People might say, oh, that was really good. It wasn't. It was flat. There was too much advertising and stuff in it, just like the Game Awards kind of stuff. And it didn't really hit anything. But with no E3 this year, Jeff Keighley gets a free run at doing a big show. And I think E3 taking a year away to build on their own thing is a great thing for them. But E3 taking a year away and letting Jeff Keighley have a clean run and take all of the publishers and things like that, that could be massively damaging. That could be okay, football fans, United City. Let's say United are the big dogs of the football world. City are, they're trying to get up there. We decide to have a year off. City, as the only team around here, will then just be like, oh, fuck, they'll grow. They're massive. They take all of the fans in. They can build relationships with sponsors. They can take the kit manufacturers and so on. We come back a year later and everyone's like, oh, yeah, we know you're big, but have you seen what they've been doing for the last year? And it's like, oh, fuck, shit. I mean, I'd take that right now, being a United fan in the current world. But still, so E3 is smart to take a year off to revitalise their offering, to give themselves a better way of connecting with audiences, to tie the physical event to the digital event, to make it so that you can see a game on a stream, you can watch a stream and you'll see Elden Ring 2, PUBG 2 or whatever, and then play it right now on your Xbox or your PlayStation or your PC. Stream it through xCloud or PlayStation Plus Premium or whatever it's going to be called. Nice, slips off the tongue super easily. Stream it right now on your Xbox and your PlayStation. You don't even need to download the game. You want to try it? You can play 15 minutes of it right now without even downloading it. That's the sort of stuff that the ESA, which is the Entertainment Software Association, which is big association, that's what they should be commissioning and helping to push forward. The industry has been pushing forward without any real help. So them taking a year away to actually look at how they can facilitate improving the industry is a good thing. I just hope that there is still a space for them when they get back afterwards.
Well, I did see something on Twitter this morning as part of this. And like you mentioned, Jeff Keighley, then that's what it was in reference to. So I've just found the VG 24/7 article. I'm just going to drop it in the chat now for anyone else who wants to read along with it as well. But I will read it out for you now, just a little sentence for you. Following the announcement of E3's 2022's demise, the permanently jacketed Uber host Jeff Keighley announced that Summer Games Fest will be making a return to fill that game advert-shaped void in your life. And this is a quote that is mentioned. Excited to share that Summer Game Fest will return this June with a slate of events. Keighley noted in a tweet, we'll be producing another kickoff live show with announcements, news, and first looks. Much more to share in the coming weeks, along with some very cool elements for 2022. So it's not as if we're not going to be getting something, and he will be presenting something somewhere. So if E3 is obviously the E3 isn't going ahead, it's not an if. It's not going ahead, then Summer Games Fest is likely to take that little slot anyway. I mean, Summer Games Fest is something that happens all the time, right? So it's not as if it's something that's going to be popping back out the blue. Yeah. It's just another, rather than it being announced at E3, it's probably going to get announced at this instead. And by it, I mean anything.
Yeah. Any big announcements? Any I mean, what did we get last year? We had a Battlefield 2042 bit, which was in EA Play, but I think there was maybe something in another conference as well. I can't quite remember. Either way, any of the big Bethesda games, the Starfields, which might now start it's doing its promotion, that's going to be in Summer Game Fest and not E3 broadcasts. So yeah,
I was just thinking then, because obviously the Xbox have their own thing alongside E3, don't they?
Yeah, but they did.
Outside Gamescom.
No, they have their own. So E3 is usually in the LA Convention Center, and then next to it is I can't remember what it's basically the Xbox. I don't know if it's the Staples. I don't think it is the Staples Center. I think I'm getting WWE in my mind. But there is an arena right next to the convention center, which is sponsored by Microsoft Xbox. So they do all their broadcasts on the stage in there. So when we were there at E3 a few years ago, you'd leave the convention center and then effectively go into the MEN arena or whatever arena kind of thing, and then you'd go down past all the seats and stuff into the middle bit where all of the Xbox stuff was set up, which was pretty cool, but not really part of E3. However, Xbox have also been rumored about doing their own show this year. We did cover that a few weeks back, but Xbox could do their own summer show before everything else. Could that be why there's no E3? If you've got no PlayStation, no Nintendo, no Xbox, no EA, Konami haven't been there for about 10 years. Nintendo have not been there for about that sort of time. Bethesda, who have their own E3 conference, the last time I went, are now part of Xbox. Is there really any point in having an E3?
So it has to be this year that all eyes are on Xbox. Like, I know this, all eyes have been on them for the longest time anyway, but the last 18 months that they have had has been unrivaled in my personal opinion. So their next show, you've got to be thinking it's must see telly. Like, you must. Are we going to get a new Fallout announcement? Are we going to see something from Elder Scrolls 6? Like, is there going to be a new Prey? Like, what have they got? Is Wolfenstein going to make another appearance? Like, what have they got going on? I mean, Starfield, when's that due out? Is it this year, or did it get pushed back? I genuinely can't remember.
I can't remember.
11th of November. So yeah, you would absolutely expect to see something from that at this. So again, it is definitely going to be must see TV if you are a Bethesda fan. So I think the Xbox One would have eclipsed anything that happened at E3 anyway, just purely because of the catalog that they've got now. So a E3 going, it's a lot of money for nothing, really, isn't it? Like, let's see what we can do next year. I was going to say next season, like it's a football. Well, let's see what happens next year, and we can try to incorporate some new ideas, some fresh stuff, rather than it just being a giant hall with a few with a stage, Jeff Keighley on it, and a load of booths. Like, I'm telling them that they're outdated, but I don't know what they need to do to try and keep up. That's the issue that I think a lot of people have got. We can pretend to say this is what you need to do to try and evolve with the times, but I don't know what that looks like, and that's difficult.
I think it's kind of what I was just saying then. So like what E3 did, or what ESA did to bring E3, ESA charged money because they put on an event. And that is like going to any expo. You go because you get access to audiences that you can't get access to. You put your brand, be that you go to a beer expo or something like an Oktoberfesty kind of thing. You go and pay for a stand there, or you'll see like a little community face where you'll have little pie or little chutney or cheese manufacturers or whatever. You put your stuff there because it's marketing, and the people come because. Do you want to go all the way to this location for one cheese shop? Nah, maybe. I mean, I like cheese, but if you go to that one location and there's like 6 or 7 different cheese shops, you've got a pork pie manufacturer, you've got all these chutneys, and you've got like some cool little coffees and beers and stuff, and it's like, we can have a little bit of a day out, mooch around, eat all the snacks, jobs are good. And so you go to sample everything, and that's what the ESA brought to the world with E3. But that's I'm talking about cheeses and chutneys because that's not what you think about when you think about video games now. Video games aren't something that are offline like that anymore. So there is still a need for an offline element of an event, but how do you push that forward? And I think that's where it's a case of you need to mirror it to the real world. So Steam, with their Steam were the ones that pushed it forward. I want to call it Summer Game Fest, but I know that's the Jeff Keighley one. But Steam have their like summer and winter festival kind of things, and they were the ones that started going, do you know what? We'll show you a game, and you can download it and play it now. We'll show you this and you can download and try the demo now. We'll give you 200 demos this week and you can try all of the new games at the same time. Valve pushed that forward, and that is Valve doing the ESA's work. So E3 should have been pushing this thing forward. Okay, if you're going to be at our event, you need to have a demo available online. If you're going to be at our event and you wanted to be eligible for awards, you need to have the demo online. And it needs to be things like that. So what they aren't doing is bringing any form of value to publishers that they can't bring to themselves now. Okay, you're bringing me digital audiences. Well, Twitch exists now. It didn't 20 years ago, but it does now. What are you bringing me? Well, you can use our channel on Twitch. All right, great. You don't have your own channel. You use the Twitch gaming channel, which I also can use. So what are you bringing me now? Oh, well, you can use the Twitch gaming channel under our name. Okay, so I can use E3 and then put my game in that. But I could just use the Twitch gaming channel and just have it as Bethesda conference, Starfield conference. I don't even need to have your name there. So why do I? Oh, and that's the thing. There is no benefit there now, and that's what the ESA needs to go away, come back and think. Okay, we as the ESA, the Entertainment Software Association of America, we can bring you everything. We'll bring you VR, we'll bring you augmented reality, we'll bring all this cool stuff to make your offline experience amazing, and then we'll find ways to mirror that and tie that to the online stuff. I can't tell them what that is, you can't tell them what that is, because they're the ESA and they should be telling the world what that is. So if they take a year and come back, then yeah, I want to see them bring in a bit of something extra.
So one final question I've got for you on this then, and it is very charged. I'm not denying that, but why are Gamescom thriving while E3 aren't? And I know we've probably gone over this again, but as like a final statement piece, what are Gamescom doing so right that the ESA haven't got right over the last couple of years? And again, we've been over this, but as an all-encompassing thing, what do you think that they need to do to bring it back into 2023 next year then? What do they need to do to make it relevant?
There's a couple of things. I mean, one of them is being fully accessible by the public. Until very recently, E3 was entirely press and media only. You couldn't, as someone that's interested in games, rock up and go, "I'll have one ticket, please." They'll go, "Who do you work for?" And you'll be like, "McDonald's," and they'll be like, "I'm sorry, you don't make video games." So nope, turn around. You don't write news. You don't work for the BBC, whatever. Turn around, leave. Whereas now they've made that a little bit more open. It might be too late in that sort of sense though, because with a lot of things, it's about community building. If people can't afford to go to Cologne and LA every year and then still have their lives and holidays and stuff as well. People have started going, okay, we go to Gamescom every year because it's in Europe and we stop off here on the way and we've made this group of friends and things like that. A lot of people have missed the opportunity to have that at E3, but that's kind of what they need to do. They need to make it less about brands and more about community celebrations. And that's what Gamescom started as and grew out substantially from that. Hundreds of thousands of people go to Gamescom. And I think
That's
it's
what games should be though, isn't it?
yeah, absolutely. Whereas they, being E3, have hired out. It's a bit difficult now as well, because the issue there is Los Angeles has the LA Convention Center, which, as any convention center, is massive and is areas that feel like they're miles away from each other, spread out by corridors and things like that. But it's not big enough. You have to go to the arena right next to it to get to the Xbox stuff. The Bethesda conference, we had to get Ubers across LA to a different like theater place to be able to go into that bit. And then you've got all the industry parties and stuff, which are scattered around even further. Gamescom is built around, I mean, not even Gamescom. Cologne is almost entirely built around the Köln Messe. It's not. That's probably people from Cologne will be watching this going, "Fuck you! My place, my city is wonderful." But people that are local to Cologne will say the Köln Messe is kind of the center of Cologne. Obviously, you've got the cathedral, which looks incredible, but beyond that, the Köln Messe is the hub. That's what people go to there because it's like the national exhibition place, European sort of exhibition place, and there's so much space, so many venues, so many hotels, all built and engineered around that it just works so nicely. Whereas LA obviously is LA. There's everything's going on in LA. You go to LA, and yeah, we're here for the games event. All right, well, there's 17 other different events. We've got the Elvis Presley convention. We've got the whatever. So yeah, I think there's a bit of that. They need to make it as big and as inclusive and all encapsulating as possible and as convenient as possible. And that's the difficulty that the ESA has, is LA is LA. Everybody wants LA for everything. There's films and movies and TVs and all sorts of stuff. Cologne it doesn't have as much demand on its resources, I imagine, as that. So it's a bit easier to plan something like that in, I'd expect. Okay, I'll jump back through the comments. Yeah, massively cheaper. Hugely cheaper, particularly for all of Europe.
Yeah.
So you are jelly, bro. Yeah, exactly, bro. You jelly, bro. You get me. Big Hamish says, time for ICU to hold their own E3. Let's go. We should do. Do you know what? We'll do our own E3. We'll get some full-on green screen stuff set up in the studio. We'll throw out to let's go live to the Big Ham conference, and then we'll get his own green screen set up or whatever. Nice, and then nice. We'll go to West's conference as well, and we'll just have him sat there and just have like a stray bottle of ketchup just flying over him every now and then. Ooh. Yeah, nice, easy. Phony Asteroid says yum, jelly and ice cream. Correct. That is the reason why our channel is called Ice Cream Uploads, is because the business that we work for is jelly, and everyone loves jelly and ice cream, like Phony Asteroid just said. So that's it. Timeless says E3 has become slightly obsolete from a presentation point of view. Xbox, Sony, and Nintendo do their own stuff now. Irrelevant is the word I was looking for. Exactly, yeah. It has become irrelevant. That is the perfect word. It's an outdated concept, as you've said there as well. I believe the European market is more open and inclusive of the gaming community and more about the gamers and the business side. E3 is very, very business focused, and that's the thing. Gamescom is made by the games industry. E3 is made by a different sort of angled entertainment industry, and Gamescom has been made by games industry, not entertainment industry. And the entertainment industry comes from home entertainment, which is like selling you VCRs and video recorders, and they started off trying to just sell you consoles. That's another electrical appliance that we're going to sell you. And whilst the gaming industry has evolved, the ESA's attitudes towards gaming as a general platform hasn't. It was just selling you electronics, effectively. But video games sell more than any movies combined. Put them all together, video games sells more. It's as simple as that. So it just being treated like, it's just another purchasable item is outdated, and that's the bit. European market has wisened up to that so much more. In terms of the European market, I mean, what's the word? The regulators. Obviously, American communities are wonderful. They just aren't being fed like they should be by the ESA. E3 was a pure business event for years, no public access. Well, it was. It was when E3 first started. You go back 20 years ago, look at the conferences. They hired out one room in the bottom of a hotel, had chairs out in rows, and then they would all go up on stage and stand behind a lectern and talk about their new releases, probably with a clicker pen. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Like that sort of stuff. That's what E3 started as. So whereas now it's like fucking Phil Spencer walks out with his jeans, his t-shirt, and his collarless leather jacket, and Keanu Reeves going, "You're breathtaking." It's fucking E3's different now. It started out as the business event where it was literally the reason it happened in June was because it was about purchase and retail. You will send your people in suits to meet with other people in suits, and we will go, we want to sell this game, and we will buy this many copies of this game. Okay, if you're buying that much, we'll give it you for this price, but if you buy this much more, we'll lower the price in all, which gives you better. It was business. It was about selling units, putting stock in stores, point of sale, advertising. It was all that, but the public stuff gave it a bit more exposure, the bells and whistles. It probably became more public as a way to try and sell more copies. Okay, look at all the stuff that we're doing around it. It's really cool. Okay, we'll buy another 1 million copies of your game to sell in our shops then. That's where it came from. And it's still massively important, but you can't neglect the end user, particularly now because Sony can sell directly to the end user. They don't need you or any other stores anymore. I mean, they do, obviously, but they can. You can buy through PlayStation Network. You can buy through the Xbox Live Marketplace or just Game Pass. So I don't really need you retailers and stuff anymore. So even that has become kind of a little bit more irrelevant. So Yeah, definitely an outdated concept. It definitely needs to move forward a bit more. When it opened its doors to the public, it maintained the business mentality and did not adjust or change and be more about the gamers and being an event. It stayed very commercial and business oriented, just like Eurogamer. EGX in London, / Birmingham / Glasgow, and it's appeared in a bunch of other places. That hasn't been, yeah, that hasn't been successful as Gamescom. Not because it's on this little island on the edge of Europe. That hasn't has been successful because it's called Eurogamer and it's run by Eurogamer. It's the Eurogamer Expo. Eurogamer is a brand. So is IGN, so is GameSpot, so is VG247, so is VGC. All of those games brand they all live alongside each other and love each other, but they're all competing against each other for your clicks. In the same way that if Nike had the Nike Expo, the Nike Sports Expo, Adidas are going to be like, yeah, fuck that, we're not going there. I mean, there's shitloads of people that are there, but we're not going to go there. And that's what happens with Eurogamer. It's business. Still, other brands don't want to cover. They want to cover the news, but they don't want to cover Eurogamer Expo. Gamescom didn't have that. Gamescom was like, okay, Gamescom, this is a community of gamers where we can all just like share each other and buy each other stuff and nice. E3 was a little bit different in the fact that it was like, okay, do you sell games and work in the industry? Then this is for you. If you don't, then you can just watch from afar. Gamescom was like, okay, you don't have to be from one specific magazine. You don't have to be from any magazines. You don't have to be within the industry. Just like games and buy a ticket and come and see it. Winner, winner. Gamescom dinner.
And the thing is with EGX as well, when you walk around EGX, for my personal opinion, having worked at it as well, it doesn't scream to me money. But when you walk around Gamescom and like E3, it just looks expensive. Do you know what I mean? It looks expensive and it looks glamorous, but when you walk around EGX, it just looks like a Vanity Fair. Do you know what I mean? It looks like there's a few pop-up stands that aren't really specifically designed for the thing that's actually going to be in it. It'll just say like booth 2B or something like that. Like it doesn't. It looks like it's there to fit the purpose of what it is, whether or not it's a stand for a video game or someone selling something or things like that. It doesn't have the same feeling as everything else. It looks like it's done on a budget, and that isn't a criticism, because putting on an event like that will cost hundreds of thousands of pounds. That isn't the criticism, but there's a reason it isn't as popular, and I think it's because it doesn't look as glamorous and as expensive. Therefore, advertisers and video game publishers, developers, whoever it may be that might want to put their game there will go, do you know what? We'll wait for the bigger event where we might have to spend a few £1,000 more, but it will look a lot better, bigger and better when people are taking pictures of the stand and posting it on social media. It doesn't just look like you're at a farmer's market.
Nah,
and again,
you're
not
right.
criticism.
No, it's completely valid. And the worst thing for me is I went to Eurogamer in 2011, 2012-ish, somewhere around then, and it was as good as Gamescom is now. At Earl's Court, it was as good. And then the next year, it wasn't. And I don't know whether they'd overspent or they thought we can maximise profits or whatever. But there was all sorts of it that wasn't good. Like the entirety of the halls in Earl's Court, for example, they had carpeted the floor. And basically, Earl's Court, or the NEC, or the Köln Messe where Gamescom is, or the LA Convention Centre, you just get a big, hard floor, probably concrete / brick, and then metal walls and corrugated roofs usually, and then you decorate it. And when we went the first year, the whole thing was carpet on the floor, only like a crap flat carpet, but a carpet nonetheless. And it was just all quite nice. That carpet helped to make it not be echoey, and there was all good lighting. All of the walls had decorations going down them. And the next year, it was just hard floor. The walls you could see, and because it was quite well lit, which is kind of what you think. Oh, well lit, nice. Well lit's not necessarily the best thing if you want like to set a mood. And it. From then, it's always had the same sort of, we're trying to be an event, but we don't really have the money to be an event kind of thing. So, yeah. But then you get games
within the means.
Yeah, which is understandable if you aren't going to get the biggest things. And the worst thing for EGX as well is it comes at the end of September / start of October, which is too late for a new game to be announced. Hey, we're going to show off our brand new game, exclusive news. What, in October? There's a reason Call of Duty comes out 2 to 3 weeks later. Is that's because that's when it needs to come out in time for Christmas. If you're starting to talk about it in October, you can't build up the buzz. By the time you build up the buzz, it's the end of January and nobody's got any money. So
people have pre-ordered 3 months beforehand.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
exactly.
mean?
So
It is a shame, but I mean, for smaller events like that, all they need is potentially the ability to advertise to the big dogs and say, okay, for this event, we'll charge you 70 grand. 70 grand goes a long way in events like this, and making it, like you say, just putting a bit of carpet down or a fresh lick of paint or just some roller banners and stuff like that. Like these small things that you think are meaningless make a massive difference when there's people in your queue waiting to play your game, or there people are walking around live streaming on their phone and putting it onto Facebook or onto Twitch or something like that. All this stuff makes it a lot more approachable. Is
Yeah.
probably the word. It looks like more of a spectacle.
yeah.
Like
It's just the polish, like what video games
Yeah,
take the extra
yeah.
time for polish. Well, the events need the polish as well, and if
Yeah.
you don't have the polish, then it's kind of be seen. I mean, now, the only caveats I will come back on is that carpeted floors obviously don't necessarily need to be there, and the fact losing those carpeted floors. I think I heard one of the people that was taking the carpet up, because we were obviously breaking down the event. We were working at the event rather than just attending the event, so we were there after the hours, and you get to see all start to get ripped down and stuff. I think the carpet gets put down for the event and then thrown away straight afterwards, which is tragic in terms of waste and shit like that. So I'm not too bothered about. And Gamescom doesn't have carpeted floors; it has hard floors in their halls and stuff. It's just the way it's presented. It's just like that said. If you have what EGX had back in 2011-ish or whatever, a big huge wall of blue for PlayStation, and then a corridor down the middle, and a big, huge wall of green for Xbox on the next side, right next to each other with all of the lights and stuff, carpet or not, that's going to look fucking amazing. And that's what it was back then. They were squashing things in almost to make sure it fit. Whereas now you go and it's like, okay, well, we'll just walk over that 20-acre space where nothing's there, probably because something's pulled out at the last minute, and then we'll go to the next stand. Jumping into the chat then, Stretchy Grandma Tits. Your name makes me chuckle every time. Thank you very much, actually, by the way. 20 minutes ago, Lady Sublime. Thank you for the follow. I did see that, but we were talking. I meant to come back to it and then never did. I appreciate that. It says, jelly and ice cream. That's a thing? Have I been living under a rock? It depends where you are in the world. Are you from the UK? Mm-hmm. If you're from the UK, you've probably seen this at kids' parties / school parties / whatever. And that's this. So this is jelly and ice cream, as in wibble wobble jello and ice cream. It's a very British thing, jelly and ice cream. So that's kind of why we went with the name, because we are called jelly. We are British, based in the UK. So yeah, that's what we went for. But yeah, that's jelly and ice cream. Although I do want to point this out. Who the fuck? The first two things that come up are jelly and ice cream recipe. Surely the name is the recipe. Jelly and ice cream. How do you need a recipe for jelly? What is this? It's like getting instructions for shampoo. I mean, that to some extent I can understand. Who doesn't know how to shampoo these days? But fine. Okay, some people still need to learn. But jelly and ice cream is the recipe. How do you need more information than that? Okay, coming back to the E3 thing though. Just before we wrap up, we're talking about E3, we're talking about Summer Game Fest. One thing I did not like to see, I did not like this at all yesterday, is Summer Game Fest. One thing I did like was how prepared they were. E3 got cancelled and Summer Game Fest didn't have anything concrete to announce. Their event is coming this year, so they know that their event is taking place in June. They've not announced the date, they've not announced who's going to be there, they've not announced anything. But what they did was put out an asset with their logo on June 2022. Okay, that event's not happening. Our event is happening. Fucking genius. Nice. Love that preparedness. You are there, you've reacted, you've got your news out. That's using cutting-edge journalism, using the right place and the right time to get your message out. Love that. Tell you what I didn't like, though. An hour earlier, the same brand people, but one key individual, was Jeff Keighley. He is obviously a massively influential person. He's the guy behind Summer Game Fest, behind the Game Awards, opening night live for Gamescom, and so on. There was news going around about E3 being cancelled before it went out. It was about an hour before it went out. About 30 minutes before it was confirmed, people were saying, oh, there's news going around that E3 might be cancelled. Fast forward 30 minutes before that, and Jeff Keighley puts this tweet out. I don't know if you can see it. It's just up here at the top. It's just a winking emoji. Wink. So about an hour before E3 gets cancelled officially, Jeff Keighley's put a wink face out like a E, which I don't know the context. I don't know what he's put that out there, but I do not like that. That is like E3's cancelled, boys. E, which is just, in my opinion, is bad taste. That is bad. You don't celebrate in your opponent's collapse. You celebrate in your success. You don't celebrate your opponent's losses in that sort of light. I mean, yeah, in football you do a little bit, but that I didn't like it because it's not just a case of Summer Game Fest versus E3. That is 20 years of the games industry's growth. That is moments that includes PlayStation and Xbox and Nintendo and EA and Konami and Bethesda and Ubisoft and add everything. That all has a foot in the history halls of E3. So winking at the fact that it's been closed, didn't like to see that at all. It was... A lot of people were like, ooh, see what you did? But it's just, no, it's bad taste. Jeff Keighley is supposed to be the figurehead of inclusion and looking out for people in this industry. And for a lot of people will work on E3 and work for the ESA that are probably going to have a shit time right now. No consideration for that. So I didn't like it. Didn't like it. Gloating. There you go. If you're going to gloat, don't do it on Twitter for thousands to see. It's pure gloating. That's what it is. Don't like it. For someone that is so well respected, I don't feel like he needed to do something like that. This tweet just above it, so in context, so there is Jeff Keighley's wink tweet, just there, but just above it, Summer Game Fest June 2022. That is on the money. That is opportunistic. That, not so much. Not so much. No. So you can see that one, him winking, came an hour before him posting about Summer Game Fest. Don't feel like it needed it, Jeff. I don't feel like you've done yourself the justice that you could have been doing there. Do you know what, babe?
Go on.
We've been live for an hour.
I know. We knew it was going to be a big talking point, Graham. The whole of the video game world revolved around this event. It was always going to be a debate. There's always going to be a good conversation.
Can you make that sound again, Graham? I don't know. I can't remember what sound I made. What sound did I make? I don't know what I did.
Yeah.
Where do we go? I'm in the UK, yeah, but you've never seen jelly and ice cream? What? How old are you? Because maybe it's disappeared because it was I mean, it depends. Are you super rich? Because if you are common as muck like me, it would have been at every party because it was cheap as fuck. So yeah. Yeah. It's is anyone else in the chat from the UK? You've heard of jelly and ice cream, right?
Absolutely.
Jelly and ice cream were pretty much a standard school dinner pudding when I was in school from the late 80s. If that coming from a man that apparently understands the business. Yeah, okay, exactly. Jeff Keighley knows the industry. Jeff Keighley has stood up and fought all of the good fights over the years, but then winks when someone collapses. I mean, they haven't collapsed. They've taken a hiatus, but we've got this, lads. It feels more like something you'd see from a new arrival into the esports scene rather than someone that's been a figurehead for the entire industry for the last 20 years or so. Is this the first story? This is the first story. Yes. It's a big story, though. This never happened in the last 20 years. So that people was like, I don't know, I don't remember. Go back and clip it. 22. You're only a young'un. See, I've got 14 years on you. It's as David put, it was in schools in the 80s and 90s. But then again, Chloe's had jelly and ice cream parties and stuff. So,
yeah.
I mean, do you live in a manor house? Do you live in a mansion? Are you eating caviar? I mean, maybe that's where the stretchy grandma tits comes from. That's you trying to hide the fact that you've got 3 Bentleys, you've got a Breitling on your arm and things like that. And jelly and ice cream. Do the people eat this anymore? Maybe. Sorry, came in with ham. It's fine. Ireland, but of course we have heard of jelly and ice cream. Let's go, JMK. He likes the people that celebrate when he's like the people that celebrate when a competitor closes down. Yeah, exactly. It's like if City and United have a rivalry, United are shit. City fans are going to love it. City is shit. United fans are going to love it. If United went bust because of bad management, City fans wouldn't love that. True City fans would be like, okay, do you know what?
I would.
Yeah, you'd be like, do you know what? Would love to see them lose every day. Would not love to see them collapse because that's a different thing. That's a different thing entirely. And there is,
laugh at.
yeah, exactly. It's respectful rivalry. You hate each other and respects a love-hate relationship. But if you don't have the love there, then the hate doesn't feel as much, kind of thing. It's just hate. Okay, you're just irrelevant. I just hate you. You need to love to hate them, kind of thing. And that's no respect there. The first story started to run about the same time the Titanic sunk. doesn't think how he affects people's livelihoods yet. Yeah, United have been shit for years though. No comment. That's just exclamation mark UTD. We'll have that. We're all big fans of Ice Cream United now. Don't worry, we have an exclamation mark City one as well, just in case you're of that persuasion. Okay, we do have extra stories to go through. I'm just looking.
Yeah, I mean, what are we on now? So we're on 1:14. Takeaway maybe 7 or 8 minutes. Like, it's a long one. Do you know, just do free game Friday?
No, kind of. We aren't here on Monday and Tuesday though. So, okay, does anyone want? Would anyone want? Like, well, I'll give you the headlines again. If there's anything particular that you want us to cover, then we can do a scan through it. So the other stories that we had are Xbox Game Pass getting a family plan, Abandoned, which was a game that should have been a Kojima thing, but actually was never meant to be a Kojima thing. Had a big kickoff last year. The developers basically deleted their tweets of that. It's almost like it never happened for them. Do you want us to go through that bit? State of Decay 3 has apparently had a troubled development. There are sexism, mismanagement, harassment. Maybe maybe I've just thrown the harassment in. Maybe I've added that one in. There isn't there, but there's bad stories coming out of Undead Labs. There's a story about Angry Birds, and then we have Free Game Friday. So yeah, do feel free if there's any of those that stand out that you want us to jump over. If not, we will just run into the Free Game Friday stuff. The family plan, yeah, I thought that would have been the one that we'd have kind of looked at. Okay, we'll bring this one up then. So Xbox Game Pass has a family plan, which is reportedly coming soon, apparently. So the pricing for the service is currently unknown. So an Xbox Game Pass family plan is coming soon, according to a new report. Windows Central says its sources claim the plan will allow multiple users in one household to access the live service in a similar fashion to Spotify and Nintendo Switch's online family plans. Quote, according to trusted sources familiar with Microsoft's efforts, we can now confirm that Xbox is moving ahead with an Xbox Game Pass family plan, which should be set to launch sometime this year, the site reported. A specific launch window for the reported family plan was not given, with Windows Central simply claiming that it would be later this year. The site claims that the highest tier plan will provide access for 5 players. The report doesn't make clear whether PC Game Pass or Xbox Game Pass will be covered by separate family plans, or if there will be an Xbox Game Pass Ultimate family plan. Pricing is also currently unknown. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, there you go. So that is it. Xbox, as you would expect, for something that potentially is not making all of the green. Xbox Game Pass is such an amazing deal that there's lots of questions about how profitable it is. And how do you keep building on that profitability? And you look at subscription models that have gone out before, Spotify and Netflix, £5 a month, ta-da! £6 a month, ta-da! £7.50, 15 quid, and you can buy extra things to make it 25 quid. But multiple people get access to it, and that's where Game Pass are now looking at it. It's a subscription model, so the only way that you get it, if you've got one fee, is to increase that fee or increase the fee with extra elements, so splitting the fees. So it doesn't surprise me. And with anything, it could be great. Game Pass as a subscription service could have been shocking. Turns out it's fecking wonderful. So do I have any concerns of it? No. Could it be good? Yeah, it sounds like it could be. I will wait with bated breath and keep an open mind, because a family plan coming for the best deal in gaming could just be a case of, okay, it's another cost-effective way of opening up games to everyone. On the flip side, could be the start of the cha-ching, but we'll see. We will see. We don't know. Funny Asteroid says someone in Microsoft is just thinking ka-ching. Potentially. I mean, it has to make money at the end of the day. Like, I don't know if you've been. Is this your first time dropping in today, Phony Asteroid? I can't remember. But the conversation has been. PlayStation have said that it's not cost effective for them to make big $200 million games and put it on Game Pass because you'd need a stupid amount of subscribers. And PlayStation has the most subscribers, but it still wouldn't be enough. Xbox only has 20% of, what was it, 40% maybe of what PlayStation has on Game Pass. So PlayStation are like basically going, that's not enough money to pay for itself. The flip side is that the Xbox Game Pass main titles aren't God of War, Spider-Man Miles Morales, Horizon Forbidden West, and Last of Us and things like that. Some of their biggest games have been games like, what was that one that was nominated for awards that Fixer was playing for, that was like a family-ish, almost like Little Big Planet-y sort of vibe. I can't remember what it's called. No, the one that's the Xbox one. There was an Xbox
Psychonauts.
Psychonauts, that's it. So Xbox has some really, really big games that actually aren't to that level of spending, the Psychonauts of the world and things like that. So Xbox does have some stuff that probably is more cost effective, which might balance the books a little bit more. But yeah, either way, if that does balance the books a bit more, that's great. But if you've got things like Starfield coming, and that's going to be free. You've just had Halo, and that was made free. You've got Forza Horizon, which was free. You've got a new Forza Motorsport coming, which is probably going to be free as well. And suddenly it's like, okay, well, these are big games. These cost a bit. It's going to take a while to earn all this back. Let's take a few extra quid, please. Just a couple extra quid. Let's get a family plan. So it could just be that. As long as it's sustainable, like Netflix putting their prices up, I don't really have a problem with, because almost all of my viewing is on Netflix. But as long as it maintains that status quo, if it gets to the point where it's like Sky, where like I've seen it all, it's shit. It's just the same shit that I've seen elsewhere or whatever. Why am I spending it on this? Then yeah. But if Game Pass keeps bringing big hitters, then it's fine. Horses for courses is good.
Well, my maths is never ever good, Graham. But my maths and English are terrible. I've tried to work this out, and it doesn't look right to me, but I think it is right. So even if they charge an extra £5 on top of this, with 25 million current subscribers, is it right that they're going to make an extra 125 million?
So how many subscribers? Did you say 25?
Oh, currently they've got 25, yeah.
Yeah, so that'd be
25 million subscribers.
Yeah, so that'd be 125 million.
A month. If people are doing it on a monthly subscription.
But then that's 125 million turnover. You've got to think then, I don't know, how much of that, most of that you'd feel has to go to the game's developers themselves, obviously. And then you've got service platform upgrades and your staffing costs and stuff like that, because you're not selling games. You need to take all of your hardware costs. You've got your event and marketing stuff as well. And then,
for instance, yeah, I'm not sorry for cutting you up, but if it's £15 a month for one subscription, and you can have multiple people, and it's £375 million a month, Graham.
Yeah, but like I say, you've got all of the staff and employees at Xbox. Phil Spencer's not doing it for free.
No,
and then you've got
£375 million is a lot of money.
Then you've got, what was it they wanted to do? Was it one major title every 3 months, or was it one every month or something they were saying? It might have even been one per month. There was an article last year that was like, Xbox wants to release a big title free on Game Pass every month, something like that. Which, if they're trying to mirror Netflix, that's kind of what they need to do. We got that Ryan Reynolds film last month, The Adam Project, and there's another film comes out today or something. So Netflix try to give you something big every month to make you keep staying there. Because if you've not had anything by the next payday, you might be like, ooh. So they give you something new to keep you there. So if Xbox are going to do that, that 375 million a month, you take away, let's say, we'll say 200 of that goes to things. So that's 175 million a month. You've got to take all your operating costs and everything out of that. Plus, you need 150 million for the cost of the game that you've just released this month. And it's like, ooh, okay, we are now in the bin for 75 million. Fuck! And we've got to do it again next month and the month after. But that's it. We're working off maths that we don't know if that's correct or whatever. I'm saying 200 million of that goes to developers and stuff. It might not be. It might be Xbox are appling it and going, yeah, do you know what? We'll take 80% of your profits. I don't know how it works. So yeah, either way.
Making a shitload of money.
Yeah. We'll see how the cookie crumbles on the Xbox Game Pass family plan. I mean, it still says on the screen that we're talking about E3. We're not. We're talking about the Xbox Game Pass family plan. We'll see how that crumbles. Do you know what? If it does crumble, if Xbox does go to shit and they've gone, oh, do you know what? We are losing 75 million every month. They won't be around for very long and they'll disappear, which means you won't be able to get any games. So do you know what? You might be then out of pocket because you've got an Xbox and all of your peripherals and stuff, and you might be, I bought a PC as well so I could play games on it, but now I can't play my Xbox games. Well, have no fear. That was the longest, tedious link in the world, but we're getting there now. Because we will bring you some free games. Hey, hashtag Free Game Friday.
Free Game Friday.
Yeah. So we tell you the free games that you can get every week from wherever they come from. Obviously, every week we can tell you about the Epic Games Store. We aren't spawned, it's just free stuff for you, so we'll let you know what you can get. This is written by Morgan Park, PC Gamer, and Philip Palmer at PC Gamer. The title says, what's free on the Epic Games Store right now? We'll jump down and we can see the Epic Games Store free games right now. So we have, on March the 31st until April the 7th, we have City of Brass, which is a first-person roguelike taking big pages from the Book of Spelunky. Avoid mountains of deadly traps, bargain with genies, and get to the end of each level as fast as you can before the time winds down and the sandstorm and fireballs come out to end your run. As well as that, the exact same period, we have Total War Warhammer, this is the first entry in the Total War Warhammer series. It's a great pickup if you're a fan of strategy. Whilst it doesn't include all the trimmings and of the piles of DLC, if you've been uncertain if you'd enjoy taking command of the legions of the undead, endless fields of armor's knights, or tidal waves of orcs, this is your opening to play general. And then we can find out that Rogue Legacy and the Vanishing of Ethan Carter are coming next week. So there you go. This is what you can get this week: City of Brass and Total War Warhammer. If you've got a PC, get the Epic Game Store installed. Redeem, keep in your library forever, win.
Yeah.
The downside is that is obviously only PC. If there is ever any free games, we might throw in a free game Tuesday if there's a random freebie. So we did tell you about the games that are coming to the Prime Gaming subscription service earlier in the week. Those are the free games. We told you about the PS Plus games that will be coming next month as well, but these are this month now. Actually, we're in April, but these are the free games that you can get right now: City of Brass and Total War Warhammer. If you don't like them, that's fine. There'll be 2 ones next week as well. So just get yourself onto the Epic Game Store, get them redeemed. Don't spend anything if you don't want to. Keep them in there, and then should you need a new game in a few months' time, there you go. Nice. Liking free stuff. We all like the free stuff. Do you know, if you like free stuff, Phony Asteroid, you're in a good place, because actually it's just finished. Do you know what? We still have free stuff. I was going to tell you about exclamation mark giveaway, where you could win this t-shirt that I'm wearing. Not this actual one, because this is mine, and you can't win it because we've already given the prizes away. Viv will have it probably in his possession today or maybe tomorrow. So we did a giveaway on Wednesday to win some insert coin clothing gear. It was a jacket from The Last of Us and this t-shirt, which is an official product from Ghost of Tsushima from PlayStation. We gave those away. We do have a giveaway on Monday, but that one isn't free. That is a subscriber giveaway. So everyone that subscribes to the channel every month, be that a Prime sub, a tier 1, 2, or a 3, or a gifted sub, is entered into the giveaway. As long as you're a subscriber on the first Monday of the month, we do the loot drop. So yeah, basically it's... If you had a Prime subscription that you'd not used, if it's on our channel on the first Monday of the month, you get included in a prize draw. This month's prize draw is for one of these hats. Actually, not one of these hats. This is the Illvision hat. It's for one of these hats. This is the Ice Cream Uploads baseball cap. See, Bibby's wearing the flat peak version. I've got the curved peak version. We've got both versions because, you know, you've got to be inclusive. You've got to keep everyone involved. So yeah, we're giving away a flat peak hat on Monday, or a game of your choice. So if you're a sub on Monday, you will be in that giveaway. Reminder, though, that we do not have a stream on Monday. Myself and Bibby are out of the office doing stuff, secret stuff that we can't tell you about, but we are doing stuff. We'll be out of the office on Monday and Tuesday, so there'll be no streams on Monday and Tuesday. We will be back on Wednesday as normal. Scoop and then Chasing Crates with Mates in the evening, so do feel free to join. I want Graham's PUBG hat he was wearing on Chasing Crates. What do you mean, this one? This one just here? Or do you mean the same one that's up there?
I've got one of those as well.
Yeah. We got these for successfully killing practically no one in a game of PUBG at Gamescom.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we are What's that? We did kill someone though. We killed one person. We played a game at Gamescom, and it was like full PUBG stand. 50 people sat around, and it's like, okay, come in, play a game, and you get a hat and some PUBG glasses. We're like, I'm playing the game anyway, but if you give me free stuff, then okay. And it's like, if you win, you can choose to win either a PUBG gaming chair from Maxnomic or whatever it was, or a PUBG PC case or something like that. We didn't win because it was on PC, and we were both PC noobs, and the controls were in German, so we didn't know how to change it from Type A to Type B, and things like that. We did manage to kill one person though, so we were crap. Someone was crapper. See, Gamescom, gamer inclusive, wouldn't have got that at E3. Exactly. To be fair, no. Do you know what? And this is the difference. Gaming Nacho, if you're watching or listening, this is the difference. Go to Gamescom, you get PUBG stuff. If you're gaming Nacho and you go to E3, you get a foam Fortnite pickaxe. There you go. So there you go. I've got a foam Fortnite pickaxe here. That's what you get when you go to E3. Honestly. Don't need that. Meant to get rid of that ages ago, but I am so tight and sentimental with stuff like that. I've got that. It's game stuff, and I got it at E3. I've got to keep it in my room forever. So yeah, there you go. Anyway, we are going to wrap things up. Thank you very much for joining us for another week of the scoops. It's done. That's it. Game over. We only have 3 scoops next week, starting from Wednesday, because we are out of the office on Monday and Tuesday. So do feel free to come back to join us then. If you haven't dropped a follow already and you came in from Big Back Max, aka Franny Mac, or Big Hamish's streams, then do feel free to drop a follow. We'd appreciate it if you do. It does help us grow our channel. And that's what everyone wants to do. Expose themselves to the world. Wait, no. That's
absolutely.
No. So yeah, do feel free to drop a follow. That way, you also get notified whenever we do go live. So if we miss a Monday and a Tuesday again, it's fine, because you can turn on the notifications and just get notified as soon as we go live, whenever it is. It's beautiful. So we're going to disappear now, though. That's it. We will be back tomorrow morning with some PUBG, though. And then on Sunday morning with some WWE. Yeah. So if you want to see any of that content, do feel free to come back and join us for it. But before any of that, Mr. Bibb, is there anything you'd like to add?
Yes, for those of you that will have good enough memories, as Graham has mentioned, our next scoop will be on Wednesday. So if you want to get ahead of the news, if you see anything between now and then, and you want to help shape the 3 shows next week, there's 2 ways that you can do so. First of all, find us on social media. It is at Ice Cream Uploads across all major social media platforms, or alternatively, if you're watching this in any of your on-demand services, go into the description below. All the links that you require will be listed there below. But all we need from you is URL plus your thoughts and impressions. We will then give you our thoughts and impressions on the very next show, which we are what day next week, Mr. Graham Day?
That will be on Wednesday. At
what time, Mr. Graham Day?
10 a.m. Oh, baby's eating that hot food again. He looked like it before, and now he sounds like it. Okay, do you know what? We're going to pass on the love. We got 2 raids in that, because that's wonderful. We got good friends. Tonight. Tunes, by the way. So we are going to pass on the love to someone else. So do stick around as we drop a raid on our friends. Not only do we get to give the love to someone, put it all up inside them, but you also get some sprinkles, which is our channel points. So if you want to spend sprinkles on the channel, you can change the lights. You can subscribe to the channel if you've been around for long enough. It does take some time. Or, like Timeless, like the Triggermeister himself, Mr. iLotus UK, you can save up a whole lot of sprinkles to just have a mod application rejected live on Twitch. So,
I like it.
So yeah, feel free to stick around for the raid. Like I say, you get stuff, we get stuff, they get stuff. It's all good. But we are going to disappear now. Appreciate you very, very much. Thank you for the love today, and enjoy your weekends. Until next time, though, stay frosty.
Stay frosty.